Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Does this musical movie hit all the high notes, or does it vomit up its lunch in front of the entire crowd on stage just like I did in my 5th grade choir recital? Let's find out on today's Angry episode. Hi, I'm the Angry Movie Critic with a gun. I'm a certified cinema expert with the gun to prove it. And on today's show, we'll be discussing the recent eardrum-shattering, vomit-inducing, so boring you'll fall asleep in the theater and pee your pants because you're so bored and you're asleep movie, Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour. Now, I'm normally not the biggest fan of musical films on account of them being for women. But after seeing the trailer for this flaming sack of dog poop in front of Dumb Money, the best film of the year, I knew that I had to form an opinion on it. So, without further ado, let me break down all the ways that Taylor Swift Eras Tour is the worst musical film of the year, of all time actually, and there's no comparison. Now, normally this would be the part of the video where I break down the plot to you in detail, but there's just one problem with this movie: there is no plot. There's none. I checked. I've seen it twice already. There is no plot. It's just musical numbers with no story in between. I mean, what gives? In a good musical movie like Dear Evan Hansen, the musical numbers are broken up with segments of normal movie where people talk about the plot. What do any of these songs mean if there's no movie connecting them? From what I gather, I think this movie's about some girl named Taylor, and she's got lots of boyfriends, and one of them is a vampire, maybe? I have no clue. I have no McChicken flipping clue what's going on in this movie. This movie's plot makes about as much sense as my brother Dylan marrying his girlfriend Shelby, who's like 8 times hotter than him. Don't do it, Dylan. Don't go through with it. She's only doing it because she wants to take Dad's vintage Batman comics when he dies. She's a snake, Dylan. She's a snake. Don't let her take those comics from me. Another problem with this movie that's so big it could clog J.B. Pritzker's toilet is that the production design is just so noticeably, laughably bad. I mean, just look at this thing. You can tell it was made on the cheap. Why is it called the Eras Tour when the whole thing takes place in one big room? That's not a tour. Bo Burnham's inside was more of a tour than this movie. At least he traveled from the living room to the kitchen to the bedroom. I mean, obviously they blew all their CGI budget on these fake-looking AI extras, so they couldn't afford an A-list celebrity to be in this movie. I mean, who is this lady? I've never heard of her. She's not a movie star. I looked her up on IMDb, and she's only been in 3 movies, and one of them was Cats! Cats! This movie was so cheap to make, I bet they couldn't even afford to have bathrooms on set, so all the poop ended up on screen instead! And since the filmmakers hedged their bets on this no-name actress, does she at least deliver a good performance? Well, gee, I don't know. Is water wet? No, it's not, Dylan. Something is wet when it's covered in water. You can't cover water in water, because then it just makes more water, so water can't be wet. Think about it. Think about it for 1 second, you dunce! I mean, this Taylor lady has 0 screen presence. It's so clear. When she's looking out over those sea of CGI extras, she's looking at a tennis ball on a stick. There's nothing behind those eyes. Apparently she's only famous because she's dating some football player. And like, look, I don't know anything about sports ball, okay? Because I didn't peak in high school, but even a meathead jock like Travis Kelce would have more screen presence than her. And like, why does she keep screaming at the camera? Like the audience is 500 feet away or something. Like, the camera's like right here. The camera's right in front of you. I can see up your nose. You don't have to scream. You don't have to scream. You're scaring me. This pitiful excuse for a motion picture is further proof that musical movies are just bad, and they will never ever make money. Except when Joker 2 comes out, because I for sure will spend every single day of my AMC A-list at the theater for 3 months. The terrible screenplay, overabundance of snooze-fest musical numbers, and a leading actress who's stiff as a brick wall that has been peed on, all come together into this symphony of feces that is Taylor Swift, The Magical Mystery Tour, which is why I am sentencing this movie to death.
Frick you. Frick this movie. This movie sucks.
This movie is bad, and its fans are stupid. If you disagree, my brain is just bigger than yours is. This movie is for girls, and girls don't understand movies like men do. Taylor Swift, Eras Tour, movie is a load of poop. Travis Kelce, sock on my gooch. Songs sound like crap, and the star is obnoxious. This movie has no story, maybe just say pass.
Frick this movie. Frick it to frickin' high heck. I hate it.